afternoon, everybody. Well, I'm back in the summer house. This is just a short video and just to apologise. I like to put out content at least once a week, sometimes more than that. But I've got a bit of an injury. I don't know really how it's happened, but I've ended up with tendinitis in my left knee. And I'm really restricted in what I can do. I can't drive, I can't walk properly. I'm on anti-inflammatories and I'm resting up as much as I can. So anything that I'd planned to do for a video this week has gone out the window, I'm afraid. So there were little snippets that I'd filmed here and there, which I'm going to sort of cobble together to put something out, but hopefully next week it will be back to normal and I can show you what I've been up to. So I hope you'll bear with me. I hope you're all well. I hope your gardens and allotments are all starting to produce your first harvests. And until next week, take care, everybody. This is my first meaningful harvest of the year. Sweet peas, broad beans, strawberries and courgettes. So you may have seen from my previous video that I've got 2 courgette plants. This one was doing fantastically well and still is, but I had a smaller one that wasn't really growing and was quite yellow. Well, after a week of TLC, look at that. So I gave this a top dressing of fresh compost mixed in with chicken pellets. I also gave it a drink with liquid seaweed, and it's had Epsom salts as well. And that is a lovely rich green now, and it matches that one. So I'm sitting here this afternoon, and rather alarmingly, I think these potatoes might have blight. If I zoom in, look at that. That does look like blight. And if I come up a bit higher, look at that. So that is extremely disappointing. So I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to take the tops off, bag that up and get rid of it, and harvest these potatoes. And I actually think they could do with a few more weeks, but I don't want it spreading, and it will eventually get my tomatoes if I'm not careful. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Has anybody else seen signs of it? These are the Charlotte, so these are the second early, and I don't know if they're more susceptible to it. Right, so I've just been doing some reading, and what it suggests is any signs of blight, cut out the leaves, and then top up with soil, because any spores that are on the surface will die if they're covered. So give it a layer of compost or soil, and then leave for a couple of weeks for the tubers, for the skins to thicken up a bit, because once you start cutting the leaves away, they're not going to grow that much more. So I think the first thing I need to do is separate them so that they're not so close together. So the first thing I've done is I've separated them and spread them out so that none of the plants are touching each other. And I'm going to go through them one at a time. So this one, for instance, has got lots of speckles on these leaves. So I'm going to remove that and any other damage. Disinfect my tools. The leaves that I'm cutting up are going in a black bag. Now the recommendation is don't burn them because you will spread the spores, and obviously don't put them in your compost either. So cut it, bag it and bin it. So the more I picked away at this one, the more I realised it was just quite badly infected. So I've removed all the foliage. I've disinfected my secateurs with every cut. I've put all the leaves in and the stems in a bag. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover this up now with a thick layer of mulch. So hopefully that will kill off any of the spores that are on the surface. Right, so that's the first one. And hopefully any spores on the surface will die off now. So I've decided just cut my losses. I'm not going to risk it spreading the garden because I don't want it getting to my tomatoes. I've already lost one lot of tomatoes, so I don't want to lose a second lot. So these two are done, and I'm going to do the last one now. Alright, so I'm going to leave them for a few weeks. It says 2 to 3 weeks, and then I can harvest them. It's a shame, but I'm sure there'll still be some potatoes to harvest.